Hey guys, what's up? Clark here. I am moving off Vercel. You read that right. I am done with Vercel. I want to preface this by saying this video has nothing to do with the last video. We are still building a $1 million AppSumo competitor. So look forward to seeing some more videos about that soon. Now, I said I'm moving off Vercel and I was not lying. I am moving off Vercel. Now you might be thinking, why would he move off Vercel? Vercel is amazing. Vercel is love. Vercel is life. Well, there's a few reasons. Now, I'm sure if you're on Twitter or on YouTube recently, you've seen some of those Vercel horror stories where people are being charged outrageous prices for going over their bandwidth usage. So it's no surprise that Vercel is expensive at scale. Now, you're probably looking at me like, dude, you don't even have any users on your app. Well, you're right. But that's besides the point because, you have to manifest things into existence. And I don't want to be on Vercel when my apps do have hundreds of thousands of users because then it's going to be a problem. It's going to be very expensive and I don't want to have to deal with that. So that's why I'm getting it out of the way now so I won't have to depend on them in the future. Then again, you might be thinking, well, if your app has that many users, you must be making money and you can afford to stay on Vercel. And that's a pretty valid argument for some cases. Not all applications you make are going to be monetized. Some of them might be free, like one I just made recently. So in that case, it might not make any sense. Okay, so now that we got the cost things out of the way, there's also another point, which is to learn. I want to learn how to make scalable, fault tolerant, inexpensive apps. This is just one of the areas that I want to improve as a software developer. I want to understand how creating big systems like this really works in the real world and not be babied by platforms like Vercel. And the good thing about rolling your own sometimes is that it's not as hard as it used to be. Platforms as a service is the category that Vercel falls into, and there are free and open source alternatives on GitHub. One that comes to mind is Docu, which I know is very popular. More recently, Coolify, which is what I'm using, and it offers a lot of automations and allows you to run multiple servers from essentially one main server. You can even do things like automate tasks, kind of like GitHub Actions. It'll automatically deploy, automatically update. It can do things like manage Docker swarms. In the future, it'll be able to use Kubernetes, and it overall just makes working with your own servers very easy. If you wanted to, you could literally deploy your servers on a Raspberry Pi at your own house. That's how easy it makes it. For my setup, I have two servers running, one with Coolify and one with all my applications. You don't need an expensive virtual private server to run your applications. It's very inexpensive, less than a Vercel $20 a month subscription, which is why I'm actually leaving, because I'm able to do this for much cheaper while also having more control over my own resources. Now that's it for my rant, and in the future, we'll get back to making a $1 million startup with an AppSumo competitor. Stay tuned.